Hi, Glenda. How are you? Happy Friday. Hope you had a good week. Hi, Mom. All right. Just give it a few minutes. Hi, Sarah. Welcome. Just give it a few minutes to let other people join. TGIF, as I like to say. It's been a week, and I'm glad it is Friday. So glad. And I can't wait to play tonight. Hi, Kathy. Hi, Sandy. Everybody's rolling in. Hi, Carolyn. Welcome, welcome. Work tomorrow, but looking forward. Oh, good, Glenda. I hope you can hop on later after work. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Wendy. Hello, hello. It feels like it's been eternity, even though it was only a week. Feels like it's been forever. So nice to see all of you on here. All right. Yes, virtual crop tomorrow. Looking forward to it. It's going to be fun. All right. Hi, Victoria. Oh, Tori and Minnie. Hello. So glad you guys are on. Tammy, Christina. Awesome. Well, we got some new folks on here. Welcome, welcome. All right. So we're going to continue with stamps because that was March product focus of the month. Hard to believe we are at the end of March already. And I am going to be putting a questionnaire out on the group page tomorrow to see what product you guys want to focus on for the month of April. So I haven't forgot about it. I'm just a little behind. And Dee, hi Dee. Oh, Sarah made a layout using one of the sketches. Oh, yay! Sarah, I'd love to see it. That's awesome. I don't know how you share it with me. I don't think you're on Facebook. But you could certainly email it to me. I'd love to see it. That's awesome. I'm so glad it came out awesome. I said awesome like 3 times in a row. Obviously, I'm not thinking. I'm glad it came out so nice. Anywho, all right, I'm so excited about tonight's layout. We're going to do some stamping. We're going to play with some watercolor. We're going to make a beautiful background. We're going to do some embossing. Bringing it out here because I haven't done some embossing in a while. So I think we're going to have some fun. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in here. So I am documenting my grandmother's, I'm going to say 84th birthday. But she was actually 83, but she had told us she was turning 84. So she had a moment where she forgot how old she was. So I had made her this pretty little birthday fan on a stick, and it was during COVID. So we did drive-by birthday for her. So I'm going to scrap that tonight. So I printed one of each color because I wasn't quite sure which one I was going to do. Let's see. Dee did a lot of stamping. Way to go, Dee. I hope you share some of those. I want to see them. And then Sarah's eating cake right now, but I'll upload it. Well, cake is definitely a priority, so enjoy, Sarah. Yes, some mixed media. All right. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to put this, we'll do the embossing later, so we're going to put this aside. So you're going to get your watercolor palette here. Watercolor paper. Goodness, guys, it's going to be a long night, I think. I'm all backwards. And your watercolor palette. So I use the Vicky Bouton Foundations paper, and I use the Close to My Heart watercolor palette, which is quite messy because I use it a lot. But it's an awesome watercolor palette. And then we're going to create a fun little like galaxy cloud background here. And so this is a great opportunity for those of you who haven't dabbled much in watercolor or making backgrounds. This is a great opportunity to just play. I encourage that very, very much. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to play. So I'm just going to get my brush here and I'm going to I'm going to do blue because I'm going to pull out the blue in her shirt. I'm going to do a light blue and a dark blue. And we're going to get some water on the paper here. And we're just going to go in and start, I call them galaxy clouds. I don't really know if that's the proper term, but that's what I call them. Just kind of moving the watercolor around. Whatever looks right to you. And I've got this watercolor nice and wet. And I'm going through and just making a first pass, and then we'll come back in and we'll do some more. But this is just to get a base started, and we'll come back in and do some more colors and shades and tones, some splatters as well. But this is really fun to just get in there and play. And we're gonna do about a big cloud, kind of like sort of in the middle, maybe a little to the right. And just keep adding water. Put some on your brush. And I'm just doing little circles. It doesn't have to look uniformed, like a fluffy cloud. That's the only way I can explain it. A whole lot of cake for no reason. You go, girl. That's the best kind of cake. No reason at all. All right. So we're just circling, kind of looking at the shape, bringing it down to the bottom. Put some light blue in here. And again, there's no right or wrong way to do this. It's literally whatever feels and looks right to you. And this is just basic watercolor. You could do this with shimmers. You could do this with your sprays. You could do this with your powders, your inks. I'm going to come in here and add some darker tones of blue. Kind of swirl those around. We're going to add a little depth, a little dimension to our cloud here. And it's okay that I'm getting it on the white. I'm going to go do some splatters anyway. But because I have enough water on here, they're just kind of doing their own thing, which is exactly what I want it to do. And let's see. Do I always do white ground paper? Is this, so Dee, this is, yes, this is a special mixed media paper by Vicki Boutin. It's her foundations paper. I do like white backgrounds. I do that a lot. But this is preconditioned, so the watercolor can sit on top. As you can tell, I'm able to play with it a little bit before it soaks into the paper. All right. This is looking pretty good. We're just going to add a little bit more dark blue in here in some spots. I love this paper. I don't even really bother with gesso anymore. This makes it so easy. And I think like mid-pandemic, if I remember correctly. They couldn't keep up with the demand, like there was a shortage. And so when it was finally available, I like stocked up on it because I love it that much. It's just really great paper. All right. So there is our cloud. So I'm going to let this sit and dry for a moment before I come in and add some splatters to add a little bit more depth of color and dimension. Hi, Colleen. Yay, you're not working. I'm so glad you're here. Awesome, awesome. All right. So we're going to let this dry for a minute, and I'm going to grab another piece of foundations paper. And we're going to paint this background, but instead of blue, we're going to do some pink, and it doesn't need to be we're just going to kind of spread it across the paper because we're going to do some stamping on it. So I want to do some pink florals to go on top of my blue background. So I'm literally just going to go in and paint it. We'll have bright colors, we'll have dark or bright shades, dark spots. You want it to be kind of random because you kind of want your flowers to get different tones of the pinks. Probably even add some fuchsia in here. So I have, what I'm using for my floral stamps is some alt new florals that I found in my stash. I played with those, so I've done a little prep work so you guys wouldn't have to watch me do all the die cutting and fussy cutting. And I tell you what, those stamps are awesome. They often come like layered florals, and they're so beautiful when they're stamped out. So if you guys have never played with alt new stamps, I definitely encourage you giving it a try. So again, I'm just layering in some pinks, really subtle, because again, these are going to be the flowers. Lights, darks, and in between. All right, get a little bit more pink here. Dark pink. This is just a different technique to back or color in your stamps instead of with markers or color pencils. So this is just a different option. And I thought it went nice with the watercolor background. All right, so we got to let this dry for a minute. And so we're going to check on our background paper here, and we're pretty close, but I'm going to turn on my heat gun for a minute and just give it a pass and let's get it dry. There we go. All right, Sandy, I think I did mixed media and stamping backwards. I stamped first and then add chroma mist, and the ink seemed to run, and it was dry for a few days. Yeah, I find it best to do your mixed media first, let that dry, and then stamp on top. All right, so we're back to our background. It's pretty dry, so we're going to go in and do some splatters. And you guys know how much I love them. I just think they add a different depth of color and dimension. So we're just going to sprinkle them in throughout the layout here, kind of highlighting some of the peaks that poke out of our little galaxy cloud here. There. And that is done. Quick and easy. Lessons learned. Yes, Sandy. A hard lesson to learn, but certainly a lesson to learn, for sure. All right, so let's get our desk area cleaned up here. And we'll be ready to move on to the next step. I'll show you guys the stamps I'm using while we wait for that to dry for a moment. So we've got this alt new stamp. It actually came with dies. So if you have florals that come with dies, I definitely encourage using those because you don't have to fussy cut. And I know you guys don't really care for fussy cutting, or many of you don't. Some of you do. Some of you are in the fussy cutting camp. But for those of you who are not, if you can find florals that have a corresponding die cut, snag them. It makes it so much easier. But these alt new stamps are beautiful. So they come with an outline, but then they come with the inner parts that you can stamp, and it shades the florals, and they're absolutely beautiful. So you'll see in a minute when we go to stamp them. Oh, hi, Terry. Hi to everyone at the crop. I hope you're having fun. Some really great leaves. These florals are just awesome. So this is going to be, we're basically making our own embellishment is what we're doing here. And so I used this stamp set. And then I pulled out this alt new. I got this at a thrift store because it has some really great leaves. It's actually a Christmas one, but I really loved the leaves in here. So we may or may not use some of those. I'm not sure, but I hauled those out. And I did also grab these leaves here just in case I wanted to cut some green out of cardstock. But we'll see how everything goes that I already have, and we'll go from there. So we may even do some die cutting too, guys. Look at that. Whole bunch of it on one go. All right. So our pink is almost dry, so let's hit it with a heat gun real quick so we can move this along. It doesn't normally take long to dry. Pretty good. All right, we just got a little wet spot up there. I'll get a paper towel. All right, so now we've got our pink. And you could do this across the whole background of the paper. I just did a little bit on the center to show you guys the technique. But you certainly could obviously utilize the whole page. So we're going to start with black. And I'm just going to ink up my flower. And I'm just going to pick different spots on the watercolor and stamp it. And then we're going to have some beautiful pink hues and a watercolor effect on these flowers, and you didn't have to go in and paint them yourselves. Bonus, right? I don't know about you guys, and I know some of you, Wendy, I'm talking to you, don't care for florals. But, or they're not your favorite, I should say. But you can do this technique with any other shape. But the die cuts, the floral watercolor style ones are always so pretty. And you get this similar effect. So again, I'm just going through and I'm stamping. Not looking for perfection here. Just try to pick different gradients in the pink so you get a little bit of variation in your flower. And we'll stop there. So you can call this good, and you can die cut them out if you want. But I just want to show you guys the inside of the flowers, because I think they just nope, don't like them all. You're right. You're such a good sport, Wendy. You let me pick on you. You're such a good sport. But you could do this with shapes. Think about this. You could do that with circles. You could do it with hexagons. You could do it with hearts. You could really do it with anything. And any color, obviously. Hi, Julie. Hey, better late than never, girl. So glad you're here. All right. So then I chose Blossom from the Close to My Heart inks. I thought this was a nice pink to... It's a little bit of a redder pink, but I think it will still work. So I'm going to take off the extra, and then I'm going to line the stamp up here to the best of my ability. They are pretty forgiving. And it's just a subtle tone of pink inside the flowers. And I'll give you guys a close-up here in a moment. And what I'll do is I'll also show you one that has the bolder color, so you can see it. There you go. Isn't that gorgeous? I absolutely love it. Love it. So we'll do this one the full ink color. So see the depth it gives the flowers? Butterflies would be great, Tanya. That's a great idea. Butterflies. So we'll go in. We'll stamp the middle of these. Again, I just love the depth. This layered stamping gives it. All right, last one. And there we go. This stamp set is gorgeous. I love it. All I know is it's by Alt New. I don't know the actual brand. I've picked up all of my Alt New stamps at a thrift store. So I've not actually bought one brand new, so I don't have all the names, but this one is beautiful. But let me give you guys a closer view so you can kind of see the inset of the flowers. Just a little bit of a tone difference, if you can tell. There you go. Very subtle, but beautiful. It gives it some depth. Excuse me. Okay. So now we're back to our watercolor background here. Let's see. Let me roll a paper towel over it because our splatters, some of them are still a little wet. There we go. All right. So now we're going to do some embossing. Yes, hit up your thrift stores. I had a streak there where I was super lucky. Every time I went, I found some sort of scrapbooking supplies. I couldn't believe it. I felt like I had won the lottery. Okay. So we are going to emboss now. So I'm going to bring back my floral stamp. And I have the Close to My Heart white embossing powder. Pretty sure this is an old one. I don't even know if they label them like that anymore, or even if they sell their own anymore, to be honest. But I have white. You could use other colors if you want, but I'm looking for the background to be a little subtle, I guess, if that's the word. And you'll see what I mean once we get going, but I thought white was a good choice. So I've got my Versamark stamp pad. So this is a sticky glue type stamp pad, and I'm just gonna ink up my flower. And then I'm going to stamp it on my blue. And I'm going to create a background. And yes, I'm doing some of it off onto the white. I think it's going to look neat. So I've already played with this idea a little bit. Because you know me, I like to play. So I'm just shaking that on. And I got pretty good coverage. There you go. So this is going to be a little noisy with the heat gun, guys. I'm sorry. And then we're going to heat it up. So you want to make sure when you're doing your heat gun, you actually don't do this. Because it's not going to give it even heat. You actually want to hold it on your embossing powder until you start seeing it kind of melt together and change. It needs that direct heat. So just be mindful that you're not burning your paper. But you can tell when it starts changing and solidifying. And it doesn't take long. And this looks really pretty when it's all done. And there's my flower showing up. Make sure we got it all nice and melted. And then there is the first flower. It's just subtle enough against that blue, but what we're going to do is we're going to stamp these throughout the background. So we're going to do a few more. When's the last time you guys have done any embossing? I can tell you it's been a while for me. It has been a while. All right. So no rhyme or reason. I'm just going to kind of plop them where I think they'll look good. Again, we're going to be creating the layout over these flowers, so we're probably only going to get peeks of them. And this little tray I have is also from Close to My Heart, catches all the embossing powder. Let's do that again. And this has been a little bit, this is a little bit of a process, but I tell you guys, once it's done, it looks beautiful. And we have the tools, we have the product, you know, why not use it? Oh, Tanya's never embossed, something new. Well, this is another way to use your stamps, guys. Bring out that supplies. I make you want to try all these things. Good. Good. I know, Sandy, I am getting ready to sneeze, and I'm sorry, I am sniffling because I don't know if it's the embossing powder or what. So I apologize for that. Tanya, you should try all the things. An embossing buddy. I have never heard of an embossing buddy, Wendy. I don't emboss very much, so these tools I have, I kid you not, like the Versa and all that, it's got to be years old, and I don't even know how many years. I do remember when I was introduced to scrapbooking 25-ish years ago now, embossing was like all the rage. all the rage. And I don't think these supplies are quite that old, but I wouldn't be surprised if they're close. That goes to show you how often I emboss. But I have never heard of an embossing buddy. What is it? All right. Powder went everywhere. Yep. You do make a little bit of a mess when you emboss, but that's all right. It's part of the fun, right? Oh, it's a little static pouch. Okay. Interesting. I have never heard of it. Oh, that's cool. It probably would be a handy tool to have if you did, you know, when you do embossing. Like I said, I don't do much of it, but I should do more because it's really fun. All right, we're still going. We're making the flowers. A little bit of labor of love, you guys, but I promise you, it will be worth it. I mean, but you guys should know me by now. It's not normal for me to have like a layout that's quick, right? I make you work a little bit. Embossing Buddy. All right, I'll check that out. All right. We're getting there, though. Can you guys start to see the flowers in here? Isn't this pretty? You can do clouds. That would be really cool. Hot air balloons. This is like a sky. You could even do words. A whole bunch of ideas. Oh, you might be able to, you know what it kind of reminds me of? Are any of you back in the day do like a bowling league and they had the like powder pouch that you tossed in your hands before you used the bowling ball? That's kind of what it reminds me of. If I'm thinking of the right thing. You probably could make one. But it's one of those products, is it really worth the hassle to make it when you could just buy it? You ever see those memes where like, why buy it for $5 when you could make it for $46 with your own supplies or with all the supplies you purchased? That one always cracks me up when I see it. All right, love it. Oh, good. I'm glad, Sandy. All right, I lost my flower here. Here it is. Yeah, it's just subtle enough. It looks super nice and subtle. And just think, you're making this background all on your own. I haven't had the money to buy one, which I use a dryer sheet. Oh, a dryer sheet. That's a good idea. I mean, those are naturally meant to eliminate static, so that totally makes sense. You could also take a stencil if you wanted to. If you don't have like a stamp you like for the background, or if you have like a pattern in a stencil you want to try on the background, you can actually take that and put it on your background and then stamp the Versa over it, and you'll have a similar effect to your stamp. The Versa ink will only go through the open parts, and it'll look really neat. So I chose stamps because that's what our focus is, but you could also do that. We're getting there, guys. This is going to be a long one tonight, so I hope you're hanging in there. Love the dryer sheet idea. Yes, I have a lot of stencils too, and this is a, oh yes, a background stamp. See, that would be perfect for this application. I was trying to find one, but the designs I had for a background stamp I just didn't really love. So I forewent that idea, but that's a great application for this. All right, we're almost there. We're just going to do a couple more, and then we'll get to our pink flowers there. That's something I need to buy more of, though, is a background stamp. I've been seeing Vicky Booten uses them quite a bit, which, she's just talented anyway. Then I've seen a couple other videos using them, and I'm like, I need to get some more of those. I don't think about that. This kind of almost has like a Hawaii vibe to it. Like these flowers kind of look like like a Hawaiian type vibe. Like they'd be in a flower lei or something. And the water kind of like the ocean. So if you got any Hawaii vacation pics, This is a good layout for that. Good technique. Very Hawaiian. Makes me want to go. Oh, paisley one with the fancy peel apart. I love it. That would look awesome. All right. And I had like a sparkly embossing powder that you could do as well, like a glitter. I have this Ranger glitter embossing powder that I almost did. It's called holographic, but I opted to go with just the white. But there's so many possibilities with the embossing powder. So many. Gold, silver, all the colors of the rainbow. So if you think about what kind of layout you want to make, your possibilities are really endless. Yes, I'll show the stamp set again. One moment, and I'll show it to you. You are awesome at research, Wendy. That's great. If you found it. All right. So it looks like this, and it says sending love and hugs. I think it might even be like a card stamp set, and it comes with dies on it. Oh, thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. This series has made me less fearful of stamping. I used letters, numbers, Tim Holtz snarky cats last weekend. I wouldn't have done this a month ago. Dee, yay! I am so happy for you. That is amazing. I absolutely love to hear that. And I would love to see your snarky cats layout, because I'm pretty sure I just saw that stamp set at Joann's the other day, and it made me think of my nephew who is obsessed with cats. So you got to show me that layout. I got to see it. That is so awesome. That makes my heart so happy. All right, so I think we're good. I'll post it. Yes, post it. Oh, thanks, Wendy. Thank you for the link. All right. There are flowers. Let me give you guys a bit of a closer look so you can see. I kind of left this center open because I think that's where I'm going to put my photo. But we'll kind of do a placement check and see if it looks good. But you see those in there? Isn't that gorgeous? So fun. Okay, so I wasn't sure if I was going to do blue or black and white for the photo, but I decided I think I want to go with blue because of her shirt. It pulls out the colors of her shirt. I just think this is going to look so pretty. All right, so I already pre-cut the flowers. So this is what our florals look like after they're all done and dried. And I did splatters on mine. So we're going to use those. And then I also stamped and cut out some of, oops. No, I can't pick it up. I also stamped and cut out some of the leaves that were a part of that stamp set. And then I also pre-stamped and cut out some of those larger vine style leaves. So I did some work ahead of time. Because I knew this embossing would take a few minutes. But we'll see what we can make work with what we've done here. And then I haven't picked out alphas yet, so if you guys have some title ideas, you can start firing at me because you're always so fantastic at coming up with titles. So let me hear what you got for ideas there. I think we're just going to bump this up subtly, but I think I want to do... Oh yeah, that will work. So we're going to bump this up. Garden Delight stamp set. Wendy, you were awesome. Thank you for finding that. The blue shirt one gets the vote. Awesome, D. Thank you. Awesome, awesome. Honestly, all of their stamp sets are gorgeous. I just haven't made the purchase because I don't use stamps enough. So, but when I snagged these at the thrift store, now that I've played with them, I totally am like, I need to make the investment because I know florals is like one of the big thing that they do, among other designs. So now I'm like, I need to find some more florals that I like because then I can make more of my own embellishments, especially if you buy like the coordinating dies to go with them so you don't have to fussy cut them. Wendy loves research. So thankful for you. Thank you. That's awesome. So I'm just adding some quick dry tacky glue as well because we did a mixed media background here. So that we can get our photo down on the page. And it's wrinkled up a little bit just from the mixed media, but once I get it set down, it will flatten out over time, so I'm not too worried about that. All right, so let's play with some of our florals here and do like a little cluster. Of course, I envision one down here in the corner by her, and I want to do like different tones. All right, so I was thinking, oh, Kathy's on crutches. Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. Yes, speedy recovery, for sure. So thinking about layering in some of these leaves. And I'm just trying to get a feel first, and then we'll kind of commit once I like the vibe we have going on here. And so I'm almost wondering, like, do I keep them all on one side? Like build a little cluster. Around her. I don't have many, so I could cut out more that we just cut. Then we can do the title over here. Again, just playing. We'll see what looks good. Kind of frames that whole side, which is really cute. And then again, I have these fun like little vines I can stick in here. Add another texture. Of course, we love texture, or I do. All right. Kind of like that. Let me, I got to get some alphas because I'm thinking title over here somewhere. But you can really see a lot of the background here still, which I love. They kind of nestle in around her, or they frame her up, which is really pretty. So let me get some alphas here. Well, first off, let's see if we have any phrases that are already done that we could just use. Do you guys have a recommendation on color for the title? I was thinking of just going like dark blue, but then I have this gold Celebrate. We could introduce some gold in there. That's a thought. Can't ever really go wrong with gold, right? Don't forget the date. I got you, Wendy. I got you. All right. So I'm just taking a look here on the side. You could always do black. That kind of pulls out the center of the flowers. Dark blue. I was thinking dark blue too. So we have dark blue or the gold Celebrate. So what if I did maybe birthday in like a dark blue, like Celebrate You, or I don't know. Celebrate's just nice too. Because it doesn't say celebrating. There's no yellow. Well, there is a little hint of yellow back here in the grass, or it's like the sunlight beaming on the grass right there. So there's not... We have Oh Happy Day in black, or we have Happy Day in gold. Celebrate Every Day we could do. She has gold in her 84. Take some gold in the center of the flowers. Yeah, I could also do some gold shimmer, some gold splatters around it too. All right, I'm seeing a lot of gold. All right, gold. All right, so we're going to do a gold Celebrate. You guys are winning me over there. All right, so let's get these flowers tacked down. Celebrate You. So I do have, I could find gold letters or blue that says You as well. Celebrate You. I like that. All right, so I'll find that in a moment. That's a great suggestion. So let's get these flowers tacked down here. I like them all clustered along the photo, so I think we're going to keep it that way. I thought it looked good. All right. We Celebrate You. That's good too. I like that. Good ideas. Because we did a drive-by. We were celebrating her. Hi, Jess's mom. She's at a crop this weekend. I'm a little jealous, but we have ours tomorrow, so I'm excited about that. It's already the end of the month already. It's kind of crazy that we're already here. End of March. Spring is coming. Well, we had the first day of spring, I think, last week. Or earlier this week. I can't recall now. So hopefully we're out of the woods with snow. I like we. We celebrate you. Yeah, I love that too. That's a great suggestion. So we will get these flowers tacked down, and then we'll build that title. I'm just nestling them in there. Probably pop up a couple to give some depth. Don't look at the forecast. My oldest daughter turns 33. Oh, happy birthday to her. I will be turning the big 40 next month, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that. I don't know if my mom is either. Christina, I'm working on a traveler's album tonight for a house we're building and printing the pics tomorrow. Oh, fun. That's a great idea for a traveler's album. Me too, Dee. I kind of miss 33. That was, early 30s were so far my favorite. I am right there with you. Take me back to the good old days, right? All right. I'm not. That means I'm old. Yeah, you're still young, though. You're young old. Is there such a thing? Oh, I probably should have. Oh. So that one right there. And I can cut out some of the other flowers, but I think this is enough. I don't think we need any more. Once we add the leaves in there, it looks pretty good. Youngster. Just older youth. I love it, Wendy. That's good. That is good. All right, so let's get these leaves in here. Big 60 for Sherry in a couple weeks. Ooh, you're an Aries too. Hello, sister sign. I love astrology. I always check my forecast every month. I find it so interesting. Lisa, that's how I felt today when I realized how old she turned. Oh, Sandy. I'm sure when you have, now my son's only 5, so I know I'm in the early stages here, but I do every year, like, or not even just every year, like, he's just growing so fast, and it's a constant reminder of how fast time goes by, I tell you. He's going to be in kindergarten this fall, and I just can't even believe it. Can't even believe it. Blows my mind. How did we get here? 30 was the one that sucked. 40, 50, and 60 were all easy. Oh, interesting. I hear 40 is good. I've heard from some other friends that when you get to 50, that's when things start catching up to you. So we'll see. But you know, it's just a number, right? It's all in your mind, how you feel. Although some days I think physically you can't ignore it, but all right, we're just tucking in the leaves, adding in some green, kind of complement the pink and the blue here. Oh, your grandson you raised just turned 13. Oh, teenager. Good luck with that. My stepdaughter is going to be 13 in June, and that's another one where we're just like, oh my gosh, how is that happening? It's unreal. When you get to 50, can you start going backwards? Oh, that's a good one. I don't think I'd want to go too far back. Like, I really did enjoy like my early 30s. So I think right now, based on how far, you know, where I'm at, that would be, if I could, you know, pick a year that I'd want to permanently stay, I think it would be like 32. Kathy's turning 47 this year instead of 53. I love it. That's awesome. It's a good mindset, Kathy. It's a good mindset. All right. Add one more leaf in here, I think. Oh. Pull that out a little bit. All right, I think we got those all nestled in here. That looks pretty good. You know what? I might put one more leaf in there. You know, I'm the kind of person that I just like my birthday to sneak by. I don't like to make a big deal out of it. So it's just another year. I try not to focus on it. I'd rather just go by. All right. Groundhog's Day forever, 32. Yes. I'm all for it. All right, let's get this Celebrate out here. The flowers are all glued down. I think that looks so pretty. So pretty. My wax paper here. Late 40s was the best year for D. Oh, good. I have something to look forward to. My daughter is 35, so late 30s were great. I love it. All right, so we've got Celebrate. And I feel like we kind of want to nestle that over here. Maybe We Celebrate You. Let's see what we've got for smaller alphas, shall we? See if I have a dark blue, which I'm sure I do. Those are almost, I think these might be too small actually. I might have to go a little bit bigger. All right. So I had those. Let me go grab my alphas. I could also, I have an 84 right there. Because I think I might do some journaling for this one too. No, I don't like that 8. Maybe I can sneak a smaller 84 in there somewhere. All right, let's see if we can find some smaller blue ones. So that's like a purpley blue. Oh, that blue might work. $45. 60's caught up with me. I'm 67. Have not in. Oh, hip replacement, gallbladder removal. I'm just catching up on the chat here. Goodness, Gail. I guess so. Life-changing. Well, hopefully you're finding joy in the small things and celebrate the little victories and good moments. The ones you can find. So we have we, if I could get it on straight. Oh, Taurus, that's a good sign, Sandy. I'm on the cusp, so I got a little bit of both. It's another great sign, if I do say so myself. All right. How about that? We celebrate you. I think that blue is nice. It's subtle enough, but it still stands out. I love it. All right. Thank you for the suggestion. Let's get those tacked down. So, because we have the mixed media background, we definitely want to do some glue on the back of these. Having a lot of thickers pays off because you usually have the right color in some font style. Love, love, love. Thank you, guys. I hope you're going to give this technique a try. I hope I've piqued your interest in embossing. Maybe you'll bring out your old embossing supplies and give it a whirl. And I'd love to see what your creativity guides you. I'm thinking about, like, you could do black and then you could do like gold stars for like a starry night or like a movie theme. I feel like that would be super cool. My mind just is reeling when I was doing this. I was like, there's so many applications to use this technique for. Like I said, if you don't have any watercolors, I use this Close to My Heart watercolor palette and I absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. So I need to get some pop-up dots. For under here. Try to get that backer off. There, goodness, they didn't make that very easy. All right, so there's one. There's two. All right, there we go. That tacked down. Cute. All right. I'm thinking about music notes. Oh, I love that. My embossing gun disappeared. Oh, goodness. Yes, hair dryer will work. High heat setting. Just be cautious of how long you have it on there for. I'm thinking about music notes. Oh, yeah, I already mentioned that. I love that idea, Dee. Oh, my God, gold music notes would look beautiful. Thank you, Dee. I'm glad you love it. I only have cute animal stamps, so I can do a bunch of penguins. Oh, my gosh, that would be adorable, though. That would be so cute. Like marching along the bottom or something. Like do like the blue on the bottom, so it's like they're in the water. You can emboss clear. You're right. You can do clear embossing on your stamps and then do watercolor over it. I have seen that technique before. I haven't actually tried it, but I have seen it done and it is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. All right. So I think I'm going to come back in here and do some gold splatters. Add a little bit more gold. And then the marching penguins. I know that would be so cute. Gail, thank you so much. I'm shaking my ink here for a minute. Gonna make some noise. This has been a noisy live. Sorry, guys. All right. So let's just cover up my photo. And I'm just gonna add a few little bit of gold splatters here just to tie into the gold title and the gold 84. You know, gold just makes everything better, right? All right. Beautiful. And I think we're going to call this, oh yes, date. Hi, Michelle. Don't forget the date. I know. I have to go back and look at my photos. I promise I won't forget it. I think I might just do a handwritten date on here. Maybe along the flowers or something, kind of sneak it in right there. But there we have it. It is done. I love that you tease me. And there we go. Isn't this gorgeous? Take out your embossing in powder, take out your stamps. Go to town, have a good time, play. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. So many wonderful ideas in the chat. I love it. All right. Well, there you have it, guys. That's this week's Snow Fail. I will put a survey in the Jessica Grace and Friends Pretty Pages. So we'll come up with our product focus for April. But just because we're moving away from stamps doesn't mean you stop playing with them. So still bring them out and look back and see what we've done. And I'll see many of you tomorrow at the virtual crop. I hope you guys can join. It does start at 10 a.m. Eastern tomorrow. And it goes until whenever we decide to be done. I think we went till like midnight last month. So we had some night owls. It was super fun. All right, guys, have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.